Would you rather have hair for teeth or teeth for hair?
Welcome back to the Babble podcast. We're two critters chittering at you. My name is Katie.
I'm Lydia.
And we're recording a little bit later tonight, so we got cozy and we're gonna sit in and just gab.
That's
Ew,
right.
I hate that. Let's carry on though.
We're just gabbing away.
Ew.
Gab,
Illegal.
gab.
That's illegal.
Yeah, it's a pajama party tonight. Well, let's get into this girl time talk, please.
Okay.
If there's any boys listening, they're not invited. Anyway, so when did you get your first period?
Oh my god. Thank you for asking this very important question. Thank you so much. I got my period the day after my 12th birthday. So I was 12 years old.
Wow.
I was skiing and
Oh no.
I always get stomach aches, so like the cramping didn't faze me. I'm always like, I'm in constant pain regardless. This is
Right.
fine. And I was wearing so many layers of things. I couldn't feel what was happening until I got home. I was like, oh, it's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing. And from there on, it's just it's kept going. It's just
Just keeps
continued
trucking.
every month.
Well, that's such a coming of age story, literally. The day after your birthday.
Yeah, and I told all my friends. I was so proud. I was the second one in my friend group to get a period.
You were proud?
Yeah, I was like,
Whoa.
at least I'm not last. Like, it matters. I
Who's
wish I
not a
was
fucking
less.
loser?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with kids, but I was like, yeah, I finally got my period. 12.
12 is so young too. I mean, it's normal, but in the grand scheme of it all, I've heard people don't get their period till they're 16. I was like, why
Yeah.
couldn't that have been me?
I know.
That would have been so much better.
Well, and not to say that it's always the case that they're malnourished, but sometimes it's, not necessarily a sign of,
Peak health.
yeah.
Yeah. I got my period when I was 12 too.
Oh my gosh, twins.
Yeah, we are twins. Except mine came, I think, in like May. I remember because it was like the end of the school year. So I got it at school.
Was that an issue?
Dun, dun, dun. No. Oh, so luckily.
I don't think
we
I've
had-
ever heard that story before.
Oh, really? Yeah, I was in 6th grade and I went to the bathroom and there was blood and I had a feeling I knew I didn't know it was a period really because like I was a child, but I was like, I think this is what our health teacher was talking about. Like I like made the connection because our health ed class was actually pretty good at our elementary school. So I was like, okay, I think I know what this is. And she had passed out pads to all the girls like to see what they were and like to have them. And she always had stuff in her classroom if you ever needed anything. She had other stuff too, like little deodorants and stuff. She was a great teacher. So I had some stuff in my bag, thank Christ. So I like used the bathroom, went back to the classroom, snuck a pad out of my bag and like went back to the bathroom, handled it. It was fine. I don't think it like was an issue. Like it was just like when I wiped there was blood. It wasn't like I had like leaked through my pants or something. That would have been really bad.
Yeah, and it's just so annoying.
Yeah. And it was like the middle of the day too. It wasn't like at least I get to go home soon. It was like probably noon. But so like I handled it like an adult. And then I actually didn't tell my mom until like a day or two later. like I just used the stuff that my teacher had given me like for like a couple days because unlike you, I was not proud. I was shameful and was scared.
Oh my God.
So I just didn't tell anybody for like 2 days, and then I ran out of pads. So I had to tell someone. So I told my mom like 2 days later at home. Actually, I didn't even tell my mom. I just like came up to her and was like, and she was like, well, yes, what's happening? And I was like, I have something to tell you. But I was like super embarrassed, and I was like, I don't want to say it. And she was like, did your period start? And I was just like nodded. I was like, yes. So then she showed me where she keeps everything. She's like, this is where all the pads are. She was nice about it and everything.
What was she gonna do? Fuck
I don't know. I was so afraid to tell her. I don't know why, because it was fine. And then I was like, oh, okay, that's where everything was. I was hoping I could just find everything on my own and not ever have to tell her. But I couldn't find anything, so I had to, and it was fine.
Did you tell your friends at the time?
No, I think I told I had like one friend, one childhood friend, and I told her probably a few months later over summer vacation, because I think hers started too, and I was like, oh yeah, mine started like at the end of the school year. She's like, it did?
Yeah, I would be betrayed if my friends didn't tell me that their period started.
Well, I was like, I didn't know this was like a thing. I mean, because my friend grew up in a more normal household. I feel like, I grew up in a religious household. So that was like the connotation of my upbringing. And like sex in general was very shameful.
Catholic.
Catholic.
Yeah.
Catholic. Yeah. Yeah. Roman Catholic. Real hardcore. So, and I didn't want my period to start. And I remember my aunt, I went over to see my cousins over the summer, and my aunt was like, so I heard that you're a woman now.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
horrible.
I know. I was like, that means my mom told my aunt, and who else in the family knows. Like, all my cousins knew already. I was like, I didn't want anyone to know this. It's a secret. So.
Why?
It was like a whole thing. I think my whole family knew. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would also want to keep it from them if I thought my parent was going to blast it on the family group chat.
Yeah.
Lydia's
that's what happened.
Lydia's a woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so embarrassing. Let's get her married quick. Yeah, no. And then like actually, I don't know if my cousins must have known, I guess. I don't know. I just remember like for many summers, I didn't feel comfortable using a tampon for a really long time, so I would just use pads, and that meant I couldn't go swimming in the summer. And my cousins were always like, let's go swimming, and then I would be on my period at the time, and I'd be like, I didn't want to say I was on my period, so I would just say, no, I don't really want to, even though I so badly wanted to go swimming.
You love swimming. That would be a red flag if you said
literally.
no.
I know. Yeah. I just acted like a little bitch, because I was just like, no, like I don't want to go swimming. But it's like, I want to go swimming so bad, and I can't because I'm afraid to use a tampon. And that's why I wish my period didn't start till later, because I feel like I missed out on so many summer memories.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Or like other things were different that you felt more comfortable.
Yeah, that was good too. I think I went 2 years. I don't think I used a tampon until I was 14.
I don't think I used a tampon until I was like 14 either.
Yeah. Which sucked. And like, cuz now I only use tampons. I prefer tampons. As soon as I learned how to use a tampon, I was like, this is so much better. What the fuck?
I know there's a learning curve, and I'm really scared for the youth in America that don't get sex education.
Oh my god, yeah.
At all, and their parents do not teach it to them, or they don't have anyone to go to for it, because it's not always obvious what's going on with their fucking body. Ooh. Or how to use the tools at your disposal. So I'm glad for the internet in a sense. BuzzFeed taught me a lot about like period products and stuff growing up. So,
Yeah, I used the internet for sure to like learn how to put a tampon in.
yeah.
Because like my mom like told me, and I think she even actually showed me how she puts a tampon. Like she demonstrated how she did it, like not like live, but like
Yeah.
she like this is how you would do it. She was like, she's like you could squat or you could like put a leg up on the toilet. Like she's like this is how some people put a tampon in. And I was like, okay, but I didn't really understand. Also, she only had what my childhood friend used to call is a finger tamp,
Oh, yeah.
which is like a tampon without an applicator.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
like a
that's
little,
hard mode right out the gate
yeah,
here.
yeah, like the OB ones or whatever. And I did not feel comfortable doing that. I was like, I can't do that. So that was another barrier to using tampons for like 2 years. And then I did some research and I learned that tampons actually can come with an applicator. It could be much nicer.
Yeah.
So I found that I like what is it? Is it always or no, Playtex Pearl.
Yes, those are the tampons.
Those are the tampons. Those are the only ones I will use. And I discovered those like online. And then there was like, I think it was literally like that brand has a website with videos of like girls talking about it, of like, which I felt like, oh, the girls my age use tampons. Like it normalized it for me because I didn't really have anyone to talk to. And so then I asked my mom, I was like, can we please buy this specific brand of tampon so I could try it? And she did, and those worked. Those were
Yeah, no, I definitely only use those types of tampons as well. Yeah, my mom tried to describe how to use a tampon. We had the American Girl book that showed you pictures of how to do it.
oh yeah.
It's still logistically difficult for the first time, figuring it out and, the mechanics of it all. So
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
easy. So they're so much better than pads. So much better. And I
So
know
much
that there's
better.
there's like people that go and say there's horrible things in tampons. I'm like, if that's how I have to die, I think I'm okay with it.
Well, especially like at that tender age, when you're first figuring things out, it's like use whatever is going to get you through that time. Okay. When you're more comfortable, that's the time to start branching out and maybe trying new things. At least that's how I feel about it. But it was like, this is how I'm surviving right now. Okay. This is the only thing that I know I can rely on. And I still don't feel super comfortable with like my body because you're going through puberty still for like a while. So like, it's not just like it's overnight. So I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. So I got this one thing that I know is working for me. Yeah. Oh man, what a time to be alive.
12 years old, the ripe
12
old
years
age.
It's so terrible.
It is so terrible. I'm never want to go back.
No, me either. I remember my bedroom at that time though had 1,000 posters all over the wall from those like teen
I thought that
girl
was so
magazines.
cool. I thought that was so cool. And I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's cool. I want to be like her. I never did that.
No,
But
you didn't. Your room was like,
let's not talk about my room, okay?
no. We are going to talk about your room. The room that you had when I first became friends with you it was yellow,
Stop.
right?
So I got to design it when I was in first grade, and it was actually not me that designed it. I think it was my mother who gave the ideas because I couldn't figure out what to do. So there was a chair rail. Beneath the chair rail was like sky blue.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even say sky blue, a little bit darker than sky blue. Above the chair rail was
Yellow.
bright, not like nice buttery,
No,
just like
it was a
sponge
nice yellow. I liked
SpongeBob
it.
yellow.
No, it was not SpongeBob yellow.
Yes, it was. It was very visually alarming to my developing brain. And then we took a sponge and we made little splotches all over it with the blue from the bottom. So very SpongeBob-esque. Which was not I hated SpongeBob growing up.
No, and the ceiling was blue with like clouds painted on it, right?
There was like a part by the window that went up. And that's where there was sky
There's
there.
clouds. Yeah.
I think my dad had a lot of fun redoing that room. Because they were redoing the upstairs at that point, one room at a time. He had a lot of fun with that. So when I was like in my teenage years, it wasn't like a great canvas for.
No, there was already a lot on the walls.
No.
But you did have a bunch of dead bugs.
I did. I wanted to be an entomologist, and I thought they were so cool. I still do, but like in a different setting.
You had dead bugs and glass on the wall, and then you had a lot of beetles.
Like the Beatles.
Paraphernalia.
Yeah, like the musicians, not the bugs.
Both.
I was
the
obsessed.
band.
I was obsessed with the Beatles. We all have a Beatles phase.
No, I never did.
No, you hated the Beatles, and I took offense. I had like a shrine.
And I still do.
I had a shrine. I collected a bunch of stuff. It was a lot of fun. I was in love with them. Even
I don't
though they were
understand.
so old.
That was like really beyond me because they were like not the band at the time for us. I was like, what about like the Jonas Brothers? And you were like, the Beatles. The Beatles.
The Beatles. Yeah, that was my obsession. Right around the time I met you.
Yeah, so you had like no posters on the wall, which I was just like, I feel like your bedroom was like what a bedroom on like a Disney Channel show would be, because like you can't have like posters of celebrities on like a show set, you know? So it'd just be like, there's some stuff this kid might like. Some dead bugs.
Vomit everywhere. And then I met you, and then we started hanging out and getting real nerdy, and so then the anime posters went up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But again, still with the crazy background. I was like, oh my god, this girl, like, I love her room. Every single bit of her walls are like plastered in these magazines that I've never read before, and like, I only read those after I only read them after I met you. It wasn't really into like pop culture.
I was obsessed with pop culture because my cousins were like, that's what we would talk about. Like when my cousins would come over, which was very frequently, we would talk about celebrity crushes, and like we would read these magazines together, and we would do all the quizzes in them and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you introduced me to all that, which was great.
That's so fun. Yeah, and so these magazines all come with like typically like 4 double-sided posters of like the current celebrities that are like in the teen sphere. And so I remember sometimes there would be a poster with like someone I would want on both sides, and I'd be like, what side do I hang up? Like, which one do I choose? And that was like the dilemmas of my lifetime.
Yeah, you gotta make the right choice.
I know, it was so simple. I had no worries except for like which side of the poster to hang up. And then when I would get sick of, I would like rearrange my room. I'd like flip the posters around and be like, oh yeah, this other person's on this side. Let me flip it around.
Let me flip it around.
Let me just flip it around. A little zest of life. Yeah. That was, literally you couldn't see the walls basically. It was just posters.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
Cool. It was so cool. It was so cool.
I wasn't. It's okay.
You were cool. You were cool in your own way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, giving me the Beatles to make fun of was like a real, I feel like, what's the word? Pinnacle? Is that a word?
That is a word, yes.
Pinnacle of our friendship, because that got us into the like teasing phase of our relationship. Like I would tease you about liking the Beatles. Which I feel like has become a huge part of our relationship.
Yes, and I hate it. I'm not like a stan anymore. Like I really appreciate the Beatles and everything that they do, but I can also acknowledge like, no, I'm not gonna say that because the internet won't like it.
Just say it. Say it. They're not that good. They're not that good at singing.
They're not good at singing. Songwriting, genius, right? Singing. I
Yeah.
mean, I do love me some Paul McCartney, but like, and it drives into like this feminist era of my life of like women who sang like this would be shot down immediately.
Hmm.
That everyone would be like, they suck, blah 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 blah. Well, guess what? They fucking suck at singing. Sorry.
I'm not sorry. I've known it my whole life. This is what I've been saying our whole friendship.
And
Now as an
women,
adult, oh,
I think. Let me hold on. I'm going on a rampage. Feminist rampage. Women drove the Beatles' career because they filled those stadiums, and they were in love with them. Parasocial to the end. I mean, men obviously love the Beatles as well, but I'm just saying, like, if that was a female group, it wouldn't have. There's tons of female rock groups and pop groups that don't get the same attention just because
yeah. Look at One
the
Direction.
audiences didn't. Yeah. Oh God. Let's talk about One Direction.
Well, it wasn't there at the same time as One Direction's conception. There was a girl group made at the same time.
Was
And
it
the-
Little Mix or something?
I don't even know what the fuck they're called. Do you know why? Because no one gives a shit. Everyone just wanted the One Direction group because it was all tween girls obsessing over them, which was like, that's the moneymaker. No one gives a shit about a girl group. Like, they really capitalized on the tween girls who, are obviously like gonna have crushes on all these like little cute boys.
Yeah, because let's be honest, going back and watching their auditions on X Factor,
They're bad. They're not good.
you can see Simon Cowell being like, all right, this guy sucks, but he would look great on a poster. Hired.
And it wasn't even Simon Cowell who created them. It was what was her name? It was the woman judge, the one who was the Spice Girl.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know anything about the Spice Girls.
I think she was a Spice Girl. God, I have to know her name. I feel this is why feminism is dead, because I don't even know the fucking woman's name.
Yeah.
She was the one who came up with the idea of putting these 5 contestants into the group of One Direction. It wasn't fucking Simon Cowell's idea. It was a woman. So
I know her face. I know what she looks like. I couldn't tell you her name.
I need to look it up. This is gonna bother me. Okay, her name is Nicole Schwarzenegger. How do you say that?
I don't know. That's wild.
Schwarzenegger. Is that her name? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yes.
German, Austrian name. Yes, her.
She apparently, the lore states that she's the one who she was like picked out who would be in the boy band, and that became One Direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna say before about fuck the Beatles? Oh, never mind. I was just gonna say, as an adult, I can appreciate that they obviously were like a movement in history and in music, but as a child, I was like, why would you like these people?
I felt a connection with them. I still do. Like, and that's what matters, is like that connection you can feel through music and all that. Sometimes it's inexplicable. But I think I love their music and I love their sound. But I can say also, I can step back and say, all right, not the greatest vocalists in the world.
Yeah.
Not the greatest like musicians, like technically, I'm sure, but they were a very important piece in the whole puzzle of music today. So, yeah, I don't know. I liked them until, I continued to like them, and then we were introduced to One Direction. My favorite was Niall.
And then you heard what music was supposed to sound like. I'm just kidding.
I heard What Makes You Beautiful, and boom, that's all it took.
I didn't like them at first. I remember at like a sleepover party at like a friend's house, the friend whose house we were at, showed us a video, and it was What Makes You Beautiful. She's like, hey, have you guys heard this song? And I was like, everyone else kind of liked it, and I had to be the outlier. I couldn't like what other people liked. So I was like,
Right.
why would you like this? This is stupid. Even though it was like very catchy.
You're
And
like, I actually love this. I'm
even
trying
though,
so hard.
well, I didn't love it, but I was like, yeah, this is pretty catchy. But I was like, no, I'm not into this. And like, yeah, even though it's like it was literally designed to be like an earworm for tween girls. So yeah, it was catchy. But I was like, no, I haven't heard of this. And then it came up again at another friend's sleepover. I think you were at that one. And they were playing like multiple songs of this band. And I was like, I've never heard this band before. I don't know why you guys like it. It's not good. But I was like such like a grouch, just like in the corner,
Typical. Too cool for
brooding.
school.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is so dumb. I would never like a boy band like that. Ew. And then like I went home and like Googled them and started listening to the music on my own and like watched the X Factor videos, and then I was just down the rabbit hole and I was like, oh my God, yeah, actually, yeah, I'm super into this.
Yeah. Then we would watch every single video that they were ever in.
Yeah,
We were obsessed.
we were obsessed, just like basically every other girl in America at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to their music repeatedly on my MP3 player, and I could like tell all their voices apart. I knew exactly who was singing at what point. It was crazy. At this point, I don't know if I could tell their voices apart anymore.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God,
sure.
I still could. You start playing their song and like I might not like catch it right off the music or the name, but I'm like I know it. I know it and I can sing every single word. Like it's ingrained in my brain. I'm like that's
Yeah.
Louis, that's Niall.
Well, like Niall and Louis are like kind of easier. I feel like sometimes Harry and Liam would sound similar. So like that's where I might get hung up now. But like yeah, I feel like Zayn has a pretty obvious tone.
We should do
Zayn was my least favorite.
I didn't like his attitude.
I didn't like the way he would sing.
He was very talented. He was one of the most like vocally
Oh,
talented.
of
Just like
course.
it didn't fit into the rest of the
He was so
people.
much better. I mean,
Yes. He
I
was so
didn't
much
like
better.
I just got annoyed by him always doing all those vocal runs like at the end of the songs. Yeah, I'd be like, and I'd be like, you know what, Zane? Just be quiet.
Your favorite was Louis, so that explained a lot.
I was like, you're taking precious time away from my favorite. Even though Louis is the worst singer by far.
I know, and then oh, sounds mean, but I think he would. I would hope he would agree oh God.
All right.
Okay, Lydia's changed directions,
Yeah. Yeah.
but there's only one direction.
There's only one direction I care about.
Like we were saying, I think Louis has a lot of talents.
The worst one. He's
That's
the worst one.
He's been through enough. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think his audition to X Factor was. I look back on it now and I'm just like, oh, honey, no.
It wasn't good. I'm
No.
confused about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone was confused. He brought a lot of charisma to the group though.
Yes, he did.
You know? And he was really good at interviews.
He has a lot to give. So
Just not singing.
yeah.
But he was my favorite for
Do
some
we
reason.
want to I think there's still directioners out there that will murder us in our sleep now that we've said
Listen,
that.
he was my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying that as someone who loved him the most. And I would look forward to his little snippets. The thing is, even the producers knew he wasn't the best singer because they would only ever give him, tiny little snippets of the song to sing because his voice just wasn't strong, especially compared to, Harry Styles and Zayn. Obviously, they have way stronger voices. Harry was, the leading man. I feel like him and Liam
Yes.
were,
I
the
loved
leads.
I think if I'm honest with myself, Liam was my favorite vocalist and favorite member, but in the beginning I was like Niall's my favorite. And so I kept it. And I still love him till this day. I like his post group music.
Yeah.
I listen to that independently along with Harry's. I know Zayn has like it's just not my kind of music,
It's not my vibe, yeah.
but he's very talented.
Yeah, he is. I would agree. I like Harry Styles' post group work the best, which isn't like groundbreaking to say. I feel like he's pretty popular at this point. Um, I liked his second album better than like his most recent release because his first album I guess was like a more of an EP, but his first like full length album was like I really really liked that. The album that he just released like a few years ago with what is it like Harry's House I think is what it's called.
Oh yeah.
I still like it, but I don't like it as much. I just kind of felt like it was like it kind of lost some whimsy. Like I feel like the album before it had like more whimsy to it, and I really appreciated that. And then the second one, I was just like, it feels like a little too like it's trying too hard to be current. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
I do, but
It's still good. It's still
I think
catchy.
yeah, I really like Harry's House, like his that album.
I just feel like the songs aren't. I can't repeat the songs as much as I could with the other album
No,
for
no.
me, personally. Still really good stuff, but just it's just not quite the same vibe.
No.
Um,
Who's your favorite
I
artist right now?
oh gosh, who is my favorite? Okay, here's the thing. I've kind of lost my relationship with music because a lot of my music is dictated by my son and what he will tolerate.
And
So
he loves One Direction. We have One Direction and the Wiggles. They're on the same plane for babies. Play it for your
well,
baby.
yeah.
It's good stuff.
He did used to really like One Direction. He's kind of more into NSYNC right now.
Oh dang.
Yeah, which is really funny because I never listened to NSYNC because they were like before my time, and now I'm like I get why people like them. Like they're pretty cool.
And they have a lot of like directionals, like words that your 18-month-old child can be like, I know that word. Bye bye
Yeah,
bye.
bye bye bye. That was like our introduction. It came on, and he was like, I know what that word is, and he was like, bye 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 bye. It was really cute. So that kind of got us into like just I would play it in the car, just like the most popular stuff on Spotify. For me though, so that's Keanu's favorite band right now is NSYNC. My favorite band right now. I really like Casey Musgraves a lot, and I really like her newest album, Deeper Well. And a go-to for me is Rhett McLaughlin, which
Okay.
is like really random, but he released an album like years ago, and I still just like will listen to it because I think it's really good. And the topic is very personal to me because it's all about his deconstruction from the Christian faith. The first album he released, and Keanu really likes that album too. Like he'll listen to it in the car with me. So
Oh,
those are my go-tos.
that's great. I've never listened to that. I'll have to give him a listen. I listened
It's
to
good.
that.
I like it.
He's folksy.
Yeah, it kind of has like a country twang because he is from North Carolina originally, so that's kind of the direction he went into. But it's not like obnoxious. It's like country music that is. It's kind of like Casey Musgraves. It's like she's technically country, but it's like not really country.
I haven't listened to her a lot. I've listened to her on other people's music. Like she does a lot of
Yeah,
duets and stuff.
yeah, like Noah Kahn.
Which is
Who's
my
your favorite?
Noah. Noah is. Still, I continue just to listen to all of his music on repeat. I was kind of late to the party, but he's still a go-to. Love him. Love him. Chapel Roan is also my second. I'm into the pop zone right now. Like, I kind of got away from that, and now I'm just like, I like it.
I got into Sabrina Carpenter for sure. Yeah, in the fall time, summertime, fall, and I never really got into Chapel. I tried. I think I told you her music is too chaotic for me. It stresses me out.
Yeah, that's I think fair. If you're already like overstimulated,
Yeah.
For me, it's
Which
like
typically I am.
for me, I put it on work, and it's like a power, like doing admin stuff, like powers me through. And she's spunky, so when I'm mad at work, I can really power through.
Yeah, I'm typically overstimulated because of childcare. It's just nonstop, and so I let. There's a trend to the music I listen to. It's very calm. Like
Yes.
one person is singing, and I can hear all the words. I know exactly what they're saying. The lyrics are so important to me. I actually prefer good lyrics over the music.
Yeah.
For me, which is why I kind of didn't like Harry's second album as much as the first one, because I feel like the second one was just a lot of like music-y stuff, and the first one is more lyrical.
Yeah. No, I guess that's fair. I just like when how it makes me feel, the
Yeah,
combination of it all. Noah Kahan's music can still give me chills when I listen to it. So
I haven't really gone in deep with him. I've only listened to like the ones that are like the most popular. Um, I have his album like downloaded. I just haven't listened to it yet. Okay. So who's your current celebrity crush?
okay, this is hard because I feel like I have a newer one, but my celebrity crush for a long time was Eddie Redmayne, and I still love him. He's amazing. I love Eddie Redmayne. He's a great actor. Great actor. Do you have one?
Who's my celebrity crush? I have a lot of them. I have so many. Definitely Pedro Pascal is like probably my number one. I like an older man. I like a tan man with dark hair. And he's all of those things. And he's so talented. The thing is, I like him, like, I like the idea of him, but I don't think I could ever actually I would not be compatible with him in any way. It's really just, I see a
Yeah.
picture of him, I'm like, I like him. And I like basically everything he's been in. I like The Last of Us, The Mandalorian, all that stuff. So I'm into it.
Yeah. Yeah. You like an old man, and that's okay.
I like he has a mustache, I like the facial hair.
Mustache. I, a mustache is good.
Yeah,
I think it's a
I
pretty
like that.
solid choice of facial hair. Better than a goatee, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I don't like a goatee, and I prefer a shorter haircut on a man. Like Noah Khan's long hair, that's great that everyone can do whatever they want, but personally I'm not super into that. Unless it's Keanu Reeves.
Okay, so you're just biased.
I like it. I like Keanu Reeves with longer hair. I also like Keanu Reeves with shorter hair. I just like Keanu Reeves.
I don't like have a thing against longer hair. It really is just dependent on if the person's taking care of it. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's huge. That's a big yeah. And their hairline cannot be receding.
No, like if you got a ponytail and this is all you got right here, I've got a
Once
problem.
again, we have a problem with that. We don't like it. Who's your favorite? Who's like your fantasy crush? She's like not a real person.
Ooh. Okay. Does it have to be literature or can it be
Could be
illustrated?
anything.
I mean, Rhysand from A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's a special place in my heart. In my heart.
What's your favorite part? Do you like that? Ew. Do you like that? His wings are like part of his penis or whatever.
So yeah, that's
So stroke him on his wings, and he moaned, and I plucked one of his feathers, and he came all over me. That's what I imagine the books are like.
I just not feathers. Just okay. You have to
He
tell
has
me.
wings. Oh, they're like bat wings. Okay.
Yes.
I was picturing like raven's wings, like
Oh, that would be
black.
better. To be honest.
I know. And he plucked the feathers, and he comes.
Did you Spark Note the rest of the series?
No, I've only spark noted the first book. I spark noted the first book, and then I reread the first book, and then I stopped on chapter 5 of the second book, and after your little presentation you gave me, I spark noted the second book.
I know.
And that's it. I have not spark noted the rest.
I don't believe you.
I haven't. I just don't care enough.
Well, you're a loser. Who's sad. A sad
Resand. Is it resand or rescind?
It's resand.
Okay, well, tell that to the narrator of the books.
Of the first book.
Of the first book, because she sucks.
She does. She do be sulking.
She do be sulking. I really like, basically whatever media I'm consuming currently becomes my new favorite obsession.
Mm-hmm.
But one...
Are you going to say a character from... God, I can't remember the fucking series that you're watching right now. It's not Inception. It's not Inception, but that's the only thing that came to my mind.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Severance?
Severance, yes.
No. I do love Adam Scott, though. I will always love Adam Scott. But no. I was going to say my like long-term fictional crush is Din Djarin from The Mandalorian. Which he is the Mandalorian. You know, something about a man in like, it's like the armor he wears and you can't ever see his face. That's like the mysterious, like what's behind the mask, you know?
Oh my God, you are just like Brittany Broski. She loves a masked man. all of her like crushes are just like people that wear masks. You can't see their face.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's the main appeal. That's the main appeal. But then when he does take off his helmet, it's Pedro Pascal. And it's like my dream.
Boom. But you prefer him helmet on.
I prefer the helmet on, 100%.
Keep that fucker on.
Keep that on, please. But there was someone else I wanted to say. Who wants a little cutie? Who wants a little cutie pie?
There's so many. There's so many.
I like John Wick.
Yeah,
you know?
You would.
Yeah, when he's like in his suit and he's killing people, it's my favorite. I like the mystery. I like that he's pained, you know, he's sad and vengeful. It's like my favorite thing.
Hurt. Deeply disturbed inside. Well, that's why romantasy books keep me engaged, because they got a little something for everybody. You know, they're all a little bit like John Wick, the male character, so...
Yeah, gotta be a little bit pained.
And then they just win all the time. They're big winners. Can't be a loser.
They are big winners.
Losers are not attractive.
No, they're not. I like a character who's like, my type is like, it's always like the one who's like brooding, the one who doesn't want to be there, the one who's like too cool, the one who's begrudgingly has to be a part of the situation. Is always my favorite, which...
Spencer Reed. Spencer Reed. I had a huge crush on him. For a long time.
Me too.
He fits the dimpled, nice guy routine.
Yeah, I don't think I actually had a crush on him, but he was my favorite character. I cared about him the most. Whenever anything happened to him, those are my favorite episodes.
Those are the most interesting, let's be real.
Yeah, he is the best. He's a fan favorite for a reason.
Yes. No, I grew up watching him. I know you started watching Criminal Minds a little bit later, like...
Yeah. I think we're in maybe 9th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was later.
I always had a crush on the scrawny, nice people in movies, like Reed and who else? Who else is a scrawny character?
That was the thing. He was too scrawny.
Yeah.
Too scrawny for me. I was like, I want someone who can lift me up. Sorry.
Well, nowadays, yes, I don't want someone that I can break in half. Snap on my knee. But it's more about the personality. So
no, it's all about the face. It's all about the looks. Yeah, no. He was the most interesting. And here's the thing. I liked Spencer Reed when he had shorter hair once again. And then when he grew it out long, I was like season 7, Spencer Reed, I'm not super, is it 7 when he has the long hair?
Oh, I liked that. I liked when he cut it because it was such a big change.
Yeah.
But I did like the long hair too.
I didn't really like it. I liked it shorter. I know he liked it long, which is great for him.
Yeah.
Matthew Gray Gubler. I used to love Matthew, like the person.
Yes. He was amazing.
He is amazing. He is amazing. And I had
He
multiple.
was. He's alive still.
He's still alive. I really liked his, like, just the vibe.
Yeah, he had like his own art that was kind of kooky. Kooky crazy.
Kooky bananas. Yeah, I bought one of his shirts that he was selling. I think. Actually, I had 2 of them. Because they were I just loved him so much. I wanted to support him.
And Gohan was my favorite in the later episodes when they're like adults.
He's older.
Yeah.
Obviously. He was cute because he got a haircut and he was very muscular.
Yeah, and he was like kind of goofy, goofy goober. And
I find that goober.
Oh God, I find that endearing. I'm like you.
Yeah, I want someone serious. I liked Kakashi from Naruto because you couldn't see one of his eyes, and that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. I liked Sasuke, which is like just I don't know what happened there.
Well, there was someone else who like doesn't show their face. Oh, on what's it called? Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, I never watched that.
That's a more recent one for me, but yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo has his eyes covered. You know, he's so cool.
Do you like the guy on Star Trek that has like the visor over his eyes? You can't see him.
No, who's that?
I couldn't tell ya. Jody?
Wait, is he the reading Rainbow Man?
Yes.
No, I never watched Star Trek. Maybe if he was like the leading man and he was troubled and didn't want to be there. Okay. Katie has her cat. This is Augie.
Woo, welcome to the stage, Augie.
Oh, Augie, I have a question for you. Would you rather pee your pants in public once a week or poop your pants in private every other day?
This is BuzzFeed. Or did you just make that up?
It's BuzzFeed.
Classic. Gotta have the BuzzFeed quizzes. Would you rather?
I would definitely rather pee my pants in public once a week because
in public, like everyone sees you pee their pants.
Pee is easier to clean out of my clothes than pooping in my pants every other day. That's so annoying. Every other day. Poop.
Yeah, poop is definitely its own thing.
I guess you could wear a diaper. Like, you know you're gonna shit your pants.
Because at that point you're just incontinent. So
Right?
you just have no control.
Yeah.
Are we purposely doing this? I just feel like peeing yourself in public indicates that you are not protected and that you're doing it in front of people every week.
Yeah, it's just, like you'd have a towel in your car and you'd be ready to go.
No, it'd be like, all right, gotta stand up to do this presentation. Piss myself. Everyone's like,
Wait, listen, I don't make presentations. I would piss
Lydia.
myself. I would piss myself in the TJ Maxx and I would just leave. Yeah, it'd be fine.
I don't know. I feel like no, in public means in the store.
Yeah, I'd piss all over the floor and I'd just walk away. I'd come back every week and pee in the same spot.
You would be arrested.
It's an accident. I can't help it.
No, you're going in there prepared to pee on the floor.
Where else would I pee? That's the only place I go in public.
Okay, in my brain, I have to pee in front of people, urinate myself in front of a group of people once a week. That's a lot of trauma.
Just make sure you don't have a full bladder. Just pee before you leave the house, and then when you do pee in front of everyone, it would just be a little bit.
No, this indicates full blown. So, I think maybe I would just shit myself every other
Every
day.
other day in private, even in, okay, private means you could still be in public, but like it's like in your car before you get out, or it's at work privately in your office. Like you're not just home.
That's what I assume that private means in
Oh.
my house. I get up, I'm like, all right, it's the day where I shit myself.
All right, here we go.
And I take care of it, and it's done. You know?
Take care of it. There's shit in your pants.
Yeah, but like maybe I'm prepared for that. I don't know. If I'm shitting my pants every other day and I'm not ready, like I forget that this happens, I don't know, there's a problem.
Okay, I have another question for you that's, I
Okay.
feel like obviously one is better than the other. Like, what the fuck? Okay, would you rather get violent diarrhea and throw up on your boss while, while giving a presentation in front of the entire company? That's one. Or or trip down the aisle at your wedding and break your arm. Which one do you think is worse?
Babies.
I don't know. It's like, obviously the first one's way worse. Would you rather fall down and get hurt in front of loved family members who would take care of you and, you know, help you back up? Or would you rather make a fool of yourself and violate your boss in front of the whole company? And then get fired, most likely.
Um, don't want to shit my pants with violent diarrhea. Vomiting on the boss. That's not the worst of it.
It's so funny. Would you rather have hair for teeth or teeth for hair? Quick rapid fire answer. We're doing rapid fire.
Teeth for hair.
Because yeah, I want to be able to eat. Just wear a hat my entire life. That's fine. I'd just be a freak with teeth coming out of my head.
Fucking hate the sensation of hair in my mouth.
Okay, would you rather walk in on your grandma while she's hooking up with someone, or have your grandma walk in on you while you're hooking up with someone?
Oh, both are bad in different ways. I probably have her walk in on me.
Oh.
Why do I don't see my grandma hooking up with anybody.
No, but if I'm walking in on my grandma, I can immediately look away.
You've already seen. You've already seen,
no-
and you have a long life to live.
I know. It's like, yeah, people have sex, whatever. But if she walks in on me, I can't control how long she's going to be there, what her reaction's going to be. I can control mine. I can be like, nope, immediately close the door.
She's just gonna come in and be like, "What are you doing?"
Well, my grandma's dead, so I guess it'd just be a skeleton walking in.
Lydia. Oh my god.
Both of them are dead, so pick one. It's a skeleton either way.
Well, thank you for those hard-hitting questions, Lydia. I really
welcome.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
And your time. Thank you for everyone who has listened up to this point. What are some questions that you remember asking or activities that you remember doing during sleepovers?
Oh, yeah, what a great question to ask. Leave it in the comments below. Send us an email at babbleloopodcast@gmail.com. Well, thanks everyone, and we'll chitter.
Chitter, chitter. Chitter, chatter, chitter, chatter.
We'll chitter chatter at you next week. What are we calling them? Critter crew? Critter?
I don't like that. We're still gonna have to workshop it.
So bad.
Someone help us, please.
Someone help us. Email us a better name. Thanks.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.